Hey, so I guess just doing a quick one here. This is video 7 of the Think and Grow Rich Persistence Challenge, which I'm forcing myself to go through the chapter of the 1936 edition of the book by Napoleon Hill. And I think this time it's kind of like an expansion of the prior video that talks about being the mind being prepared to attract whatever it is that you want. And this one, he starts later on in a couple of paragraphs after that phrase that I used in video 6. I think it's when he starts comparing poverty, the poverty mindset versus the richness mindset. And I guess you've heard this before as like scarcity versus abundance, or like positive mindsets versus like a place of lack, or something like that. And the sentence that catches my attention today is one that says, poverty consciousness will voluntarily seize the mind which is not occupied with the money consciousness. A poverty consciousness develops without conscious application of habits favorable to it. And the money consciousness must be created to order. So I guess the way to summarize all that is scarcity. The point is scarcity mindset, the mindset of lack, that you're missing something, that if you don't do something, you won't get whatever it is that you deserve or you desire. The mindset that if you don't get there first, you won't get what it is that you need. There's a specific formula that just limited resources, all that stuff. He's just simply saying or stating that it just happens naturally. And I would say that's happened to me, or happens to me regularly. Like if you, I don't know how much you watch the news or TV and the reports that you see, and you will notice that a lot of the news are negative, and you start believing that all that is true. You start believing that money is going to run out. You start believing that the stock market is going to just plummet, and everyone's just going to die, and just it's almost like there's a nervousness. Like society as a whole starts creating this environment in which you start believing that you need to survive. While if you go into success, and if you listen to all the success gurus and leadership gurus and all these other people that start talking about their success, they always talk about discipline, the discipline to grow intentionally, to every day think different things, feed yourself with different perspectives, with the different books that you have to read, that you have to try new things, that you always have to be trying to fail and learn from it. That mindset takes effort, and I guess it takes effort because we're creatures of habit. We like to be comfortable, and at the same time we don't like to necessarily always do the same, because we feel like you need to do more. So we avoid change, but at the same time we kind of want excitement in our lives. So it's an interesting struggle there. But it's interesting that we have to, or I have to, be very disciplined, very specific, very intentional about filtering the negative news, about filtering the critics that don't really help me. Ignoring certain people that just take energy away from me. Like I have to be intentional about all these things. I have to be intentional about making the right choices, about making lists, about taking the proper action. Take time to remember what my dream is, and to see myself there, and to be able to do all that. So I mean, it's not like he's saying anything new. I think I'm just simply relaying how I think about it now. So maybe it's just time for you to think about how difficult it is for you to change one of your habits to something that you consider good. It takes a lot of intention, discipline, and practice to change that. But if you don't pay attention, you quickly go back to the old habit. So that's all he's saying. Your mindset, it's going to be very easy for your mindset to go back to the place of lack, to the place of negativity, and you're just gonna have to be very diligent about, or persistent, I guess that's one way to say it, persistent on developing your positive mindset, to stay focused on what you want, and that you actually are already ready, pun intended, to receive it. So that's my thought for today. Have a good one. Have a good night. Have a good day. Let me know what you think. Find me on Facebook, or just comment below. So have a good one. See you.